Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all the assembled devotees. Today we are starting Sri 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 Ishopanishad. So let us start our day with prayers to Sri Sri Radha Govinda and our Guru Parampara. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatarnitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalitam Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripri Vancha Kalpatarupasya cha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Ananta Koti Vaishnavvrindi ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Guru Maharaj ki jai Guru Parampara ki jai Sat Goswami ki jai Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Kanchan
Krishna.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranam
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, as said in the beginning, the Sri Upanishad, the knowledge that brings one nearer to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. I am sure all of you want to come closer to Krishna. So, I am sure Sri Upanishad is going to help you to take that one step more than wherever you are towards Krishna. So, that is my prayers. That is my prayers for myself as well as to all the devotees who are attending this session, that through these scriptures we should perfect our life and go one step closer to Krishna. As said, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Yeah, this is a very important slide. Let me paste it at the end of the session as well, so some of the devotees who are joining little late should not miss out this important message of Sri Upanishad. So
Prabhuji, can I sing two lines if time is there?
Yes, Mataji.
Two lines I want to sing.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Bhajahun re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Bhajahun re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange Tarahu ye Bhava Sindhure Bhajahu re Mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you Prabhuji for allowing me to sing.
Haribol Mataji, very nice. With lot of bhav. You are singing very nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So let us start our day. How many of you have come prepared for the session? How many of you have read what is Sri Upanishad all about? Can I see some hands raised? I'm not able. Yeah, I can see Chanda Mataji. Now, by the mercy of Namanista Prabhu, soon we will complete module 5, and most of you, I see, are joining Bhakti Vaibhava session. These are very, very serious topics, serious courses, and everybody are expected to come prepared and participate. The knowledge that brings one nearer to Supreme Lord Krishna is Sri Upanishad. Yeah. So Krishna sitting within your heart will see the endeavors what you are putting to understand Krishna. I appreciate on Sunday morning you are taking time and joining, but without coming prepared to the session, you will not be able to take the most of the thing what is to be revealed. So you only by your Swadhyaya is important, right? With that, only Krishna will also start revealing. Otherwise, it should not become just a session where you listen and you move on. My son is preparing for pre-board or board exam for this year. So I was just listening to some of those. So in one video, it was told the short-term memory and the long-term memory. What is short-term memory? Whatever you listen in this class, it is you feel good about this, whatever you learn, and after a couple of days you will forget. And you go back to what you've been doing in millions and millions of birth, what you're doing. It is so conditioned that you will go back very easily. How this knowledge can stay within us for a long-term memory is this a process. You come prepared to the session, and through the session you will get higher realizations, and those realization will help you to implement that in your day-to-day life. So with this, all this knowledge will stick to you for a long term. So choice is yours. Krishna always gives choice. Free will is yours. So you can continue joining and attending, listening and moving on, or you put that endeavors to know, realize Krishna through these sessions and dedicate your life in service of the Lord. Yeah. So I expect devotees to come prepared. Take at least half an hour. I've told this before. We are in the last module and in the last section of Sri Upanishad. I've been telling from the first module. Take at least half an hour time to quickly revise what was discussed in last session and see what is there for today's session. So with this request, I wish to move on. I have come prepared with some of the questions. Until and unless you come prepared, how are you going to answer and how can we engage? These are some topics we can progress with your discussion, with your engagement. Otherwise, will not be. It becomes a reading session that will not help, right? So let us see with all the things what we have discussed so far. And in fact, when I was reading through Sri Upanishad, many things are summary of what we have discussed in the past as well. So let us see how many of you can recollect and participate. So we will start with the definition of Veda. What does Veda means? Now don't try to give the perfect answer. If you have not read, you may not be able to give the perfect answer what is there in the scripture. But at least open up and you can contribute to the discussion.
Hare
Veda
Krishna
means
Prabhuji.
knowledge.
Hare
Veda
Krishna,
means
Mata.
transcendental knowledge, Prabhuji, which comes from Lord Prabhuji directly.
Perfect answer, Mataji. With
Thank
this, I'm not able to see the full list here. I don't know why generally I see in the left-hand side.
Karuna Prabhuji.
Karuna Mataji. Karuna Mataji, please update your initiated name, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, for quite long I was not even knowing that you are initiated. As said before, this is our identity. This is our spiritual identity given through our Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj is giving through the disciplic succession directly connecting to Krishna. So that is our
Yes, Prabhuji.
identity.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Karmi names will go with the body. The spiritual name will continue eternally. Yeah, so very nicely said. Perfect answer. Thank you very much. Transcendental knowledge and not created by the human being. It is directly coming from the Lord. That is why it is called as Apaurusheyam, not created by any human being. The Vedic knowledge is known as original, perfect, and free from human defects. So this takes us to the next question. What are the 4 human defects we all have?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
May I go ahead, Prabhuji?
Y-
Is we have 4 defects that
Yeah.
we are bound to commit mistakes.
Yes.
We are illusion.
Yeah.
And we have cheating propensity, and our senses are imperfect, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. So can we discuss some of the examples of these 4 defects from our day-to-day lives? We all have defects. We all have tendency, the 4 defects, the tendency to make mistake. We have the tendency to make mistake. What is the examples? Any examples is okay. Or if you want to add the example from Sri Vishupanishad is also we can discuss.
Hare
The 4
Krishna.
defects, as said, tendency to make mistake, illusion, cheating propensity, and imperfect senses. So some examples of this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
The example Prabhupada is given is Mahatma Gandhi ji.
Yeah,
He was warned not to go, but he went and he got shots.
yeah.
That is it.
Yes, Mataji. Even such a qualified person, intelligent person who led such a big revolution, but still such a person also can make these mistakes. What to say about us? And illusion. What is the illusion we are all so conditioned to? Anybody else?
Body.
Sorry?
We have this illusion that I am not the soul, I am this body.
Yes.
And like this body is immortal, and it is the only thing that I'm having.
Yeah. So the biggest illusion is our false ego or thinking that we are this body. Yeah. All that, our family, our position, everything is permanent. We are so attached to this. I have given a beautiful example of we are not the apartment. We are living in the apartment. Right? So we need to understand who we are. Atato Brahma Jignasa. And cheating propensity. Some examples of cheating propensity.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In almost all application forms, they will write terms and conditions apply in very minimum, very less font size, Prabhuji. This is the best example for cheating procedure.
Yes. So how can we see within us what all cheating propensities we have?
Prabhuji, we pretend to be very good devotees. Prabhuji.
Yes. So we show off to the world that we are very, very sincere devotees. In front of the devotees, we say we are very humble, no Prabhu, all those things. But within us in subtle mind, we have this cheating propensity. We can self-reflect when we meet devotees, what they think about us and what we are within. When we do this reflection within, we know, we can see how much cheating propensity we have. We pretend as very sincere devotees. The simple reflection is our sadhana. The simple reflection is following the instructions of our Guru Acharyas. Simple reflection is from that class 1, it is not my statement, it is as given as from Mayapur Institute. That Swadhyaya is very important. How many of us are preparing and coming to the class? I am not saying it is wrong, but these are all defects we have because of my own schedules, travel, so many excuses. Some of the classes which I have attended before, I myself have not gone prepared for the class. Many times we switch off the camera. Are we attentively listening next 1.5 hours? There are so many multitasking happening behind the scenes, behind the cameras. Right? I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about myself. When the camera is off and attending a session, I'm not 100% attentive to the class. There are so many multitasking is happening. These are all cheating propensities within us. And then imperfect senses. What are the examples of imperfect senses?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in the book, the example is given of the sun. When we see it, it looks so small, but actually it is so much too big, bigger than our earth as well. But we
Yes,
cannot see. So this is
yes,
imperfection.
yes.
Another
So with
from
our
around.
limited senses, we may estimate the size of the sun as a small ball, right? What other examples? Some more practical examples?
Many people, when they come to the temple, they say that you are worshipping a stone. But due to imperfect senses, we can't see Krishna. That is why Krishna has come in the form of a deity. So
Yeah,
that is the
as Archa
example.
Vigraha. Yeah. What else?
In the dark, if we see the rope, we assume that it's a snake.
Yeah,
The sun rises and sets, but the sun is always there.
always there. Yes, sun is always there. When we are standing on a railway track, when we see at the end these two rails are meeting together, or when we are standing on a beach and seeing the ocean and sky are meeting at the end, right?
Right.
So these are all our imperfect senses. So with these imperfect senses, we will not be able to understand Veda with our own endeavors. And Veda is perfect because it is not coming from human beings who has these defects. The Supreme Lord is defectless, and Veda is directly coming from the Lord Krishna. So now we need to get this knowledge from bona fide spiritual master. So Prabhupada says, use your intelligence in finding your spiritual master. So what should be the qualification of a spiritual master? We have discussed this before as well.
The spiritual master should be from Parampara, Prabhuji.
Yes.
He
Spiritual
should
master
be in disciplic succession, and he should have learned or heard the scripture from authorized source.
Yeah.
And
and
there should be a
correctly.
achar and prachar, Prabhuji.
Achar and prachar, yes. What more? In first sloka itself,
Yes,
give the
yes.
definition.
Vajoegam manasa krodhoegam.
Yeah.
Jivaegam udarapasthaegam etan vegan shehetadera sarvamapya pratvimsa sheshat.
Yes.
Anu controls the urges of speak, tongue, belly and genitals, mind's demand and action of anger. He is qualified to make disciples all over the world. He is the best. He
Yeah.
taken.
So this we have discussed. So in Sri Ishopanishad, it gives two important qualification out of all these things. One, as Mataji said, that it, one must have heard the Veda through the authorized Guru Parampara, right source, bona fide source. And second important is he is firmly established in Brahman. That is, he is firmly established that he is the spirit soul, not this body. So such a person is these are the two qualifications given in Sri Ishopanishad. And then that is about the Guru. Now for us to acquire the knowledge, what are the three ways of acquiring knowledge? In fact, we have discussed this before as well, but Sri Ishopanishad specifically gives three ways of acquiring knowledge. What are these three ways?
Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Shabda.
Yes. So Pratyaksha Pramana. So Pratyaksha Pramana is the knowledge received through direct sensory perceptions. And we understood that these senses are imperfect. So whatever the knowledge we are receiving out of these imperfect senses cannot be perfect. So that is not the right way of acquiring knowledge. So three ways of acquiring knowledge, and then we are seeing what is the best way. So one is through the Pratyaksha Pramana. Second is
Anumana,
Anumana.
hypothesis.
Anumana Pramana, yes. Through hypothesis. So doing lot of study, research and other things, we try to understand. So what is the example given in the book about this kind of study? What is the deficiency in that?
That was their only suggestion.
Man is mortal.
Yeah. So the man is mortal. This is the example given. So when my father says that I am mortal, this body is going to die, I accept it. My mother says I accept it. But somebody who want to do a research whether the man is mortal or immortal, what does he do? He has to go around the entire earth, meeting each and every person, doing so much of research. And finally the conclusion will be, he will be writing that though I have met so many people, but I may not met a person who is not mortal. I might have not met. So this may is always speculative. And the third is Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana is as it is coming through our acharyas. This knowledge when we are receiving as it is, so that is the best way it is said. Why it is best way? We will discuss further. And there are two processes of acquiring knowledge. One is three ways and the two process is discussed of acquiring knowledge. What is that?
Inductive and deductive, Prabhuji.
Yes. So Aroha, the ascending as well as Avaroha, descending. So ascending is trying to discover the truth on our own endeavors. So when it says that man is mortal, a person going around meeting everybody, this is Aroha, which is imperfect way of acquiring the knowledge, and descending process, Avaroha, receiving perfect knowledge from the authorities as it is coming from our scriptures through the authorized bona fide Guru as it is when it is coming, and we are able to accept that that is the right way because We don't have to reinvent wheel again and again. It is already there in the scriptures, which is absolute truth. We discussed why Veda is absolute truth, and if we are able to accept without any of our argumentative nature or speculative nature, then we are able to acquire the absolute knowledge. That is the process of acquiring the knowledge. And three divisions of Veda is discussed: Shruti, Smriti, and through Vedanta Sutra. Shruti is what is heard. Previously, it was all through the disciplic section, through the Guru. When they recite all these things, the disciples used to accept. And these Vedas was divided into 4 Vedas. We will discuss further. So that is how it was there. And then as the Kali Yuga came in, so the Smriti, it was written in the form of Puranas and Itihasas, the Mahabharata, Ramayana, Manusmriti, and then there is Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra is the philosophical summary of the entire Veda. So if we know there are 4 bona fide sampradayas. So we come under Gaudiya, Brahma Gaudiya, Madhva Sampradaya. So what is the Vedanta Sutra, the philosophy we follow? The Vedanta Sutra, the Vedantic philosophy of our faith. What
Achintya
is that?
Beda. Achintya Beda.
Yeah, that is what is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is known as the Vedanta philosophy
Janmadi
followed. Sorry?
Janmadi Asya Yatah. Prabhuji, this is what I read, but I did not follow it much.
That
It
is the
is
first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Vedanta philosophy of Gaudiya Sampradaya is known as Govinda Bhashya, and it is written by Baladev Vidyabhushan. Okay, you can just try to search a beautiful pastime how Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan could write this Govinda Bhashya. Previously, it was Sri Sampradaya and other Sampradayas had this Vedanta philosophy for the Vedas, but we did not had, and it was challenged. And how Baladev Vidyabhushan writes this Govinda Bhashya, please after this class go to ISKCON Design Tree and read this very beautiful pastime. To tell you very shortly, when Baladev Vidyabhushan was challenged and he had just one day to present his Vedanta philosophy to other Sampradayas, he goes to Govinda, Lord Govinda, and he wanted to write this. And in one day, it's a very big task to summarize the entire Vedas. And he falls asleep. And when he wakes up, this Govinda Bhashya is already there, ready. And Srila Prabhupada, in his Bhagavadgita as it is, he has referred this Govinda Bhashya when he is translating. So this Govinda Bhashya, the Vedanta philosophy, what we are following, it is directly come from Lord Govinda. And that is what Prabhupada has given as it is to us. So in detail, you can read through. And then Upanishad. So we are talking about Sri Ishopanishad, which is one of part of Upanishad. So it says that Upanishad means it is cryptic. Not everybody can easily understand what is written in this. So one has to take shelter of spiritual master, serve him, and understand from the bona fide spiritual master. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 7.108, Prabhupada gives a list of 108 Upanishad, and it is said that there are more. And this Upanishad generally gives the Sambandha Jnana. And it is said that Sri Ishopanishad is part of Yajurveda and one of the 10 main Upanishads. So this Sri Ishopanishad is the key summary of such a scripture. And it is said that it is analytical and philosophical by nature, but very poetical and prayerful. So such a beautiful When we recite, it is so poetical. We can see as we look at. So with this, the introduction is complete and we are starting with the invocation mantra. Such a beautiful mantra. It says, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishtate. So somebody can read the translation for me.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, who have not participated yet can take chance.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, may I?
You
I
can
am
take next thing, Mataji, some other Matajis. I'm not able to see
Prabhuji,
the...
may I?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Go ahead, Mataji.
It is not. I have to mantra also. I should.
No.
Oh,
Read the translation.
it is not coming, Prabhuji. It is not there in screen.
You are watching in mobile or what is the issue, Mataji?
Prabhuji,
Mobile.
may I read?
Yeah, Mataji, you please read.
The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. Because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you.
Mataji. So many completes. When I was other side of teaching, that is like you, when I was listening to this sloka, actually I could not connect or understand what is this so many thing. So simple way to understand this sloka is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is complete and everything which is emanating from the Lord is also complete. All the material nature, inferior, superior, marginal, everything we have discussed, right? So everything is emanating from the Lord, that is also complete in itself. And then as a material calculation, for example, I have 10,000 rupees. From 10,000 rupees, I have distributed 100 rupees to each, let's say 10 people. Will I have 10,000 rupees in my hand? No, right? But here, the Supreme Lord will always remain complete, irrespective of how many ever expansions are happening. He remains complete, is what we understand from this. And concept of completeness. So, how do we understand this? How can we realize the Lord? We have discussed this. Brahmeti, Paramameti, Bhagavaniti, Sabhyate. So 3 levels of realization. In that, the complete realization is the Bhagavan realization, right? Bhagavan is Satchidananda Vigraha, Brahma Simita 5.1 sloka. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. So, the Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So, the impersonal Mayavadis, they only realize the Sat feature of the Lord, which is eternity. And the Jnanis will rise one level above. They try to realize the Paramatma feature, which is Sat and Chit, which is eternity and knowledge. Only the devotees with the loving exchange realize the Satchit Ananda Vigraha, Ananda, the blissfulness. And Vigraha is form. So the Lord is not formless. So anybody who is saying the Lord is some energy, there is no form, we are all going to merge. Majority of people, before coming into Krishna consciousness, I was not knowing all these things, but many we can see the philosophers, speculators are giving this incomplete philosophy to the people, and many are falling down for such philosophies. So that is the very reason it is emphasized so many times that we have to surrender to the bona fide spiritual master and take this knowledge from the bona fide source directly coming from the Lord. So the Vigraha is form, which is complete. So I said the complete whole cannot be formless. And whatever is emanating the phenomenal world, the material world is also complete, is what we understand from this. The 84 lakh species, the sun, body, universe, everything is functioning so well and it is complete, which is created by the Lord. How can the living entity realize this completeness? So one of the example, first of all, we need to understand who we are. And from Bhagavad Gita, from scriptures, we understand that 15 sloka, chapter 15 sloka 7 from Bhagavad Gita. Mamaivamsa jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana manashastrani indriyani prakritistani karshati. The Lord himself is saying that the living entity in this conditional world are eternal fragmental parts. So we are the part and parcel of the Lord. Due to our conditioned life, we are struggling in this material world and trying to enjoy these senses, including mind. We are struggling with these senses. So we understood that we are part and parcel of the Lord, and how the simple example Prabhupada gives is like an hand. If you cut this finger outside this hand or cut the entire hand from the body, this hand has no value, or the finger has no value on its own. This hand or finger has the value when it is connected to the body and these hands are serving the body, right? So our purpose is meaningful only when we are engaging in devotional service, without which, if we are using this body for our own sense enjoyment, it is of no use. So why things are not complete? Why we think it is why it is incomplete? Incompleteness comes only because of our forgetfulness of our connection with the supreme whole, the complete whole. And we are trying to find what is happening. 99% people are trying to find a complete life, a blissful life, by their own sense enjoying propensity. They want to be happy. They want to enjoy their senses and trying to find the happiness in that. That is why people are struggling. And we have already set the example of the hand. If it is not serving the body, it is of no use. Similarly, the soul, which is part and parcel of the Lord, if the soul is not serving the Lord, then it is not connected. So here the true purpose of the human life. So somebody can read. Aryan Prabhu, can you please unmute and read for me?
Can I read, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna,
Now,
Prabhuji.
Yeah, let Aryan Prabhu read, Mataji. Next, I will give a chance.
The true purpose of human life, real completeness, is achieved through service to the Supreme Whole. All forms of service, social, political, international, remain incomplete until they are connected to the service of God. When everything is dovetailed with the complete whole, the attached parts and parcels also become complete in themselves. When everything is harmonized with the complete whole, all parts become complete. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So how do we understand this knowledge in our practical day-to-day life? We could be a student, we could be a professional, we could be a businessman. Whatever we are doing, if we can dovetail those activities to the Lord, if you can keep Krishna in center of those activities and do your best and offer it as a service to the Lord, that is complete. So last week in my company, just an example. So I was part of one major audit in our company, and the external audit did audit of my own department. And at the end of the complete audit, he gave me B rating, which is considered as very good rating. There is A to E. And then at the end of that, I acknowledged, thanked, appreciated his evaluation of our department activities. And I asked him, what are those important, what are those areas where I need to improve? Okay. So he was trying to justify, no, B is a very high rating and other things. I said, appreciate your rating, but I want to know which are all the areas I need to improve. So I come from business development sales background. So he was saying whatever my targets for the year, it is still not done. So I told him that I still have 2 months to achieve my target. And then I gave him the whatever the projects I have in pipeline where I'm confident of achieving that. So when I gave him, he appreciated, and then he changed that rating from B to A. And he made a statement that it is not easy to convince me and change this rating to A, but I'm happy the way you presented, and I'm upgrading this. And after this audit, he will have one-on-one discussion with the managing director and present what is his finding. And in that, he has mentioned this discussion, and he said that he very rarely he upgrade this. So looking back, how do I understand this? Whatever we are doing is as a service to the Lord, and whatever we are offering to the Lord should be the best. When you do your activities with this mood that you want to give the best to the Lord, we want to offer the best to the Lord, then whatever activities you are doing, definitely you will get the best out of it. So with this knowledge, when we are engaging, that is what I am trying to say. Hope you are able to connect the message what I am to say. If you are a student or a professional or a businessman or a wife or a husband, whatever relationship, whatever activities you are doing, if you see Krishna in that, and if you want to give the best back to the Lord at the end of the day, then you will do always, the success is always there. Irrespective, success or failure, the result is to the Lord. But you will be very satisfied, you will be very blissful in your activities. So this is one of the key realization of me and takeaway. So thought of sharing with you. We are moving into the very beautiful shloka, the first loka. Ishavasya sarvam yatkincha jagatan jagat tena tattvena bunjita magrida kashyas vidhanam. So I have quoted this loka many times in my sessions before as well. So who wishes to read? Annapayani Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Yeah.
Everything animate of inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Prabhuji.
Yes. So knowing well to whom they belong. When we know whom this belong to, then what is happening? What is the realization will come to us with this knowledge?
We will not be greedy, Prabhu. We
Exactly.
will only
Perfect answer. We will not be greedy. We will not be greedy, right? And we are not attached to our material positions because we know we are just a caretaker for some time. And it is to the Lord. And what we do with that, we engage that whatever we have in service of the Lord. Why we do that? Because we clearly understand Krishna is the enjoyer, Krishna is the proprietor. Krishna is the, when we do that, then Krishna also maintains us through our quota. A simple job what we do to some material person, he also gives a salary. When we are serving the Lord, do you think he will not reciprocate? So what is the another, can you give the sloka reference, some other sloka reference where Krishna is the enjoyer, proprietor? Any shloka reference
Bhuktaram
from Bhagavad
yajna
Gita?
tapasam.
Sorry?
Bhuktaram yajna tapasam.
Yeah.
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram.
Yeah. So this is also known as peace formula. When somebody knows this well, whom it belongs to, then there is no conflicts within our mind. When there is no conflicts in our mind, there is no anxiety in our mind. We can live a stress-less blissful life. Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhurdam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim rachati. Yeah. And how do we understand this complete, incomplete expansions? So just like the fire, the Lord compared to as fire, from the fire, the energies like heat and light is dissipated, right? Similarly, there are other energies are dissipating from the Lord. And the controller of these energies, the inferior energy, marginal energy, superior energy, we have discussed this at length, right? So all this, the controller, ultimate sustainer and dictator of everything is the Lord. And if we separate from that fire, then we perish. Just like when we are seeing the fire, there are sparks coming out of that fire. That spark will be there for few seconds and it will vanish, right? Just like that, if we are separating ourselves by the Lord, then we will also perish. So therefore, we should be intelligent enough to know that except for the Lord, no one is the proprietor of anything. And said individual quota, we have to accept as our individual quota. When you see, there is a beautiful examples Prabhupada gives in the purport. The cow gives milk, but cow doesn't drink milk. Cow gives it for others, but what cow graces or eats grass and straw, right? And it gives milk for others. Similarly, if you see tiger, carnivorous animal like tiger, that eat meat, but it will not drink milk or eat grass. Everything is designated for everything, every different living entities, but only human beings need everything. There's a beautiful example what was given in our earlier classes. If you keep a bag of rice on the street, if you see, the birds will come, pick whatever it is needed for that particular day, and it will fly off. Only a man will take the entire bag inside the house. So the Ishavasya principle. Who is to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, shall I go ahead?
Who is that?
Santoshi.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Ishavasya principle. God is God is centered concept. Example, one dwelling which is made of earth, wood, stone, iron, cement, and so many other material things. If we think in terms of Sri Ishopanishad, we must know that we cannot produce any of these building materials ourselves. We can simply bring them together and transform them into different shapes by our labor. A laborer cannot claim to be a proprietor of things just because he has worked hard to manufacture it. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So the house, what we are living on papers, it may be registered in my name, but it is clearly said here by looking from the Ishavasa principle, the earth, wood, stone, iron, cement, I can only buy, but I can't create. Who is the creator of all these things is the Lord. The ultimate proprietor is the Lord. So I'm just there till I'm there within this body. I can utilize this house. So to understand this, the apara prakriti and Paraprakriti. What is Aparaprakriti and Paraprakriti?
Superior and inferior energy of Lord. It is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharete jagat.
Yeah.
So whatever the Panchabhuta, the material things are there on this, that is the superior, inferior part, and the Buddhi, Jiva, is the superior part of Lord Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So Bhagavad Gita 7.4 and 7.5 gives us the knowledge of Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti. So Bhumir Apo Nalo Vayu Kam Mano Buddhi Revacha Ahankara Iti Me Pinna Prakriti Astada. So that is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego are together 8 consists of my separated material energies. This is Apara. And then as Mataji said, Apareyam itastav anyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhuta mahabaho yaedam dharite jagat. So besides these, O mighty Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mine which comprises the living entity. So this is talking about us, Jiva, who are exploiting the resource of the material inferior nature. So Krishna is also telling that we are all trying to exploit the material energy. And as said, the cow takes its quota, tiger, but what we are doing, when we do not follow as per our quota, what will happen? We start fighting like cats and dogs. The cats and dogs who are really fighting do not incur a sinful reaction, but because of our nature of not accepting as part of our quota and want to have everything, we will start incurring the sinful reactions. And it is also said that the Sri Ishopanishad, the knowledge, is not for the cats and dogs, it is for the human beings. And it should come through bona fide acharyas. That is why it is said the greatest danger of not doing a devotional service is falling down from human life. That is the greatest danger. There, only in human life you can do bhakti. So only way you can not fall into this greatest danger is by doing at least little Solpapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Little devotional service, you are free from this great danger. Further, the root cause of sin. Who is to read this? Praveen K. Prabhuji, you want to read this? Hare Krishna.
Can I read Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Who's that?
Jyoti Prabhuji.
I wish to give chance to those who have not participated yet.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Please, Prabhu. Go ahead.
Yeah. What happens if we don't follow our quota? The root of sin. Sin begins when humans disobey the laws of nature, ignore the Lord's proprietorship. Deliberate neglect leads to destruction and suffering. Ideal human conduct. A wise person understands nature's laws, is free from unnecessary attachment or aversion, obeys Lord's order. Such a person becomes eligible to return to the eternal spiritual world. Hare Krishna.
So the root cause of all the sins is not obeying to the nature's law, not knowing that Krishna is the supreme proprietor, and we trying to be the proprietor and being the enjoyer. That is the beginning of all the sins. And as an ideal human conduct, the wise person understand this knowledge, obeys the Lord's order, and utilize everything in service of the Lord by taking whatever is as per his quota. Now we are moving to the next sloka. Kurvanne veha karmani jijiveshe chatam samaha evam tvayi nanyate tosti na karma lipyate nare. Who is to read this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. May I?
Yes, Prabhu. Please go ahead, Prabhuji.
In that way. For that sort of work will not bind.
Some disturbance in your voice.
No alternative to this way for man. Hare Krishna.
There was some break in the voice, Prabhu. I don't know. Could be the
Okay.
network issue. I could not hear well.
Yeah. Can I repeat once again, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way. For that sort will not bind him with the law of karma. There is no alternative to this way for man. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So this sloka talks about how we do our prescribed duties. By doing our prescribed duties, by keeping Krishna in center, offering the result to the Lord, we can live hundreds of years. Everybody are putting so much of effort to extend their lifespan, right? So what is the use of such a lifespan if it is not utilized in service of the Lord? This is the key theme of this shloka. And one who does that by keeping Krishna in center and offering the results, then is avoiding the karmic bondage, the karma bandhana. So the karma, the action performed in terms of one's prescribed duties as mentioned in the revealed scriptures. So here we talk about vikarma, karma and akarma. We have discussed this before. We'll just touch upon this again. And it is said that in lower stages of life, one cannot immediately adopt the activities of devotional service, nor one can stop fruitive work. So we are still not qualified to do the bhakti yoga. There is so much of anarthas within. So through these prescribed duties, we will purify that anartha. There's a very important lesson coming in this topic. Maybe in a couple of slides, let us see. So here, when we are not offering the results back to the Lord, then we end up in karma bandhana. The simplest way of doing this, how do we offer our services to the Lord? When you do your work, when you start your work, pray to the Lord, thank that it is because of causeless mercy I am doing this work today. There are a lot more qualified people out there, but you have given me this opportunity. So with this consciousness, when you start your work, then there is no time for prajalpa. You always try to do your best for that job. And at the end of the day, when you say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Hari Om Tat Sat, Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu. This is how we offer the result to the Lord. And with whatever finance or salary, whatever we get, if you are trying to utilize that, some part of that, as per your capacities, if you are utilizing this in service of the Lord, in preaching, in expanding Krishna consciousness message, doing Go Seva, there are so many Seva now, the Mokshada Ekadashi tomorrow, the Gita Dhan, the Shastra Dhan. So all these things we can utilize so that we can give back. I've been practicing Krishna consciousness now. I have completed 5 years coming into this. Whatever little I'm doing in service of the Lord, there is no shortage for my own needs. I have told this before. And with this consciousness, you should not do any donation as well. that by doing this, my needs will be taken care. No, as a matter of duty, when you do, definitely Krishna will take care. So you don't have to worry of your needs. So all the activities you see in the image, the below ones, are leading to karma bandhana. And there is altruistic activities. So there are a lot of people who are not devotee, but they are doing a lot of good pious activities selflessly. So if you can add, if you continue to do that activity and keep Krishna in center, that is exactly what is according to the spirit of Sri Ishopanishad and Bhagavad Gita, which is known as Karma Yoga. So the Vikarmis, Akarmis and Karmis, we have discussed this at length. So we know what are Vikarmis, Karmis and Akarmis. Any examples? We can spend a couple of minutes on this. What is Vikarmis doing? What is Karmis are doing? What is Akarmis are doing?
The karmis, they do not follow any scriptural injunctions, Prabhu.
Yeah.
The atheists, they don't believe in God and they come out of God.
Yeah. And what are Karmis doing?
Karmis, sense gratification.
Yeah. So they are doing some pious activities, following some rituals.
But that is for social gratification, for society.
Social activities are even for my own requirements. I do some puja and say I need so much of money or whatever it is. I need to go elevate to the heavenly planets. All these things are karmis activity. When we do it as a devotional service without any expectation of returns, anya abhilashita shunya, that is akarmis. And this prescribed duty, one of the key lesson we need to take home is we cannot directly do bhakti yoga leaving all our prescribed duties behind. Our prescribed duty is keeping Krishna in center, offering the result to the Lord. This is the process of our purification. Without that complete purification, we cannot do a pure devotional service. So we cannot run away from our prescribed duties and responsibilities. That is the key lesson we have to take away. So many of my friends want to leave everything and go to Dham and do everything there. You will only do Dham Aparad. In fact, other day, last week, by the mercy of Radha Rani, Tulsi Maharani, I was in Vrindavan last weekend. So many monkeys are there. And recently, I read one quote from Srila Prabhupada that with your money you can go settle in Dham, but what should be the mood when you are there in the Dham? Eating, sleeping, and mating. You have to control these three. Being in Dham, you are not able to control these three. Such people, such materialistic people, will become monkeys and donkeys, dogs in the Dham, it seems. So the point I wish to say is, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, do your prescribed duty, keeping Krishna in center, purify through the chanting of holy names, engaging in devotional service. And when the time is right, the inspiration will come, where if it is destined, we will definitely go reside in Dham, but it is not with our money power we can go to Dham. We end up doing more aparats. So somebody who has not participated yet wish to read this.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Consequently, Sri Ishopanishad advises us to extract our energy into spirit of Ishavasya. Being so engaged, we may wish to live for many, many years. Otherwise, a long life in itself has no value. A tree lives for hundred and hundred of years. But there is no point of living a long time like trees, or a breathing like blows, or a begetting children like hogs and dogs, or eating like camels.
Yeah. So this is the message we are getting. Everybody are trying to expand their lifespan, but what is the use of such a long lifespan if it is not utilized in service of the Lord? Tree also lives hundreds and thousands of years, but if it is not, if we are living like that, what is the use if he is not able to engage in service? Begetting children like dogs and hogs, eating like camels. So the example of eating like camels, what is camel doing? Why this example has come here?
Prabhuji, it eats its own blood.
Yes. It chews the thorn and eats its own
Yes.
blood and thinks it is so tasty. That is what we are trying to do in this material world. So the summary of this chapter. So making all activities God-centered. That is what Ishopanishad is teaching us. By doing that, we get closer to Krishna. So who is to read? This is the
May I,
last slide.
Prabhuji?
Anybody who has not participated yet? Shweta Mataji, you want to read this?
Summary.
Yes,
Making
Mataji.
all activities God-centered. Ishopanishad teaches you may be a family person, altruist, socialist, communist, nationalist, or humanitarian, but your activities must be God-centered. This transforms ordinary work into karma yoga, which frees one from karma bandhana.
Yeah, please
The
hold on.
greatest day.
Please hold on there, Mataji. So this is one of the key theme for the day. Whatever you are doing, you may be a family person, professional, socialist, communist or nationalist, whatever it is, you're doing social service. But if you can make it God-centered, then that ordinary work becomes karma yoga, and as a result, it frees you from karma bandhana. Yeah, next Mataji, go ahead.
The biggest danger in life is falling back into the cycle of 8.4 million life forms. Missing the spiritual opportunity of human life is the greatest misfortune.
Yes.
Because of imperfect senses, humans fail to perceive this danger.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Just hold on there. So, here, one who is not engaging in devotional service, there is a great danger of falling back into the cycle of birth and death and into 8.4 million species. Bhagavadgita 2.40 shloka Neha Bikrama Nasosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpa api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. So, little devotional service if you are able to do, you will be free from this great danger. But having come this far, little is not sufficient. We have to dedicate our life to go back to Krishna. 24/7, if we are able to remember Krishna, that is when we can break free from this cycle of birth and death and go back to Krishna. And value of life. Yes, Mataji, please.
Value of life. A long life is meaningful only if lived in God consciousness. Otherwise, living long has no value. Trees live hundreds of years too. Life should not be like trees living long, bellows just breathing, hawks and dogs only reproducing or eating, camels eating harsh things without higher purpose. A simple, humble, God-centered life is superior to a large, showy, godless life.
Yeah. So the message is simple thinking. Yeah, simple, humble, God-centered in life is far more superior than showy, godless life is the message we need to take home. So many had not joined in the beginning. So there was a very important definition what Prabhupada says, the Sri Ishopanishad is the knowledge that brings one nearer to Krishna. So the knowledge what we got today, we have to make our life God-centered, Krishna-centered. Everything we do we keep Krishna in center and offer the result to the Lord, that is the perfection of our life. Haribol. So with this, we end little early today. We'll continue our discussion next week. Hope the introduction to Sri Upanishad. In fact, I am also first time doing this. Hope you are able to connect, able to understand what is given in the scripture. You can do better if you come prepared to the session. So next week, I expect you all to quickly recap what we learned today and at least 4-5 slokas. Purports, if you can quickly go through, it will be very helpful for all of us.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. One
Hare
point,
Krishna.
very simple, a simple one. You have explained about Bhakti Yoga. So you said that for Bhakti Yoga, when we have to go in that, we have to do something more. Then only we are eligible to go in that. But what we have learned in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga does not require any eligibility to get into it. So I want to understand that. So
Yeah,
little bit, Prabhuji.
very nice question, Mataji. If we can all do Bhakti Yoga directly, Krishna would not have spoken about Karma Yoga to Arjuna, Jnana
Yes.
Yoga to Arjuna, Ashtanga Yoga to Arjuna. So this is a process. There are to begin Bhakti, yes, there is no eligibility qualification. Anybody can do Bhakti Yoga. But can everybody do Bhakti Yoga as the definition Anya Abhilashita Shunyam? Can everybody do? We can't do it, right? There are so much of anarthas from millions and millions of years. So this purification has to happen. And that is what the sadhana bhakti we do. So in our day-to-day life, whatever prescribed duties we are doing, when we are able to see Krishna, blessings of Krishna, mercy of Krishna, and offer the result to Krishna. So this way we continue to do our karma yoga prescribed duties and dedicate our life exclusively in service of Lord and their devotees.
Thank you,
Mataji,
Prabhuji.
Hari Bol, Hare
Thank
Krishna. So today, as one more chance to devotees who had missed the module 4 exam, we are continuing. So others can leave the session. Devotees who are taking the exam can stay. I think Manoshi Mitra Mataji, due to some health issues, she could not take last week, so she is to take.
Yeah, take it next Sunday because today is the Gita Mahotsav at the temple. And I want to
Mataji,
listen, but I can do it also today if you
please
want,
do it,
whatever.
Mataji. Already it is late. We have to close
Then
this.
let me do it today, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please. That is why
But
I
I
am
may
also
not be able to
stretching.
have the camera on because I'm using a phone.
Okay.
But I will
You are
sit and do
supposed
it. Don't
to.
worry about that, Prabhuji.
I do not worry. I trust you. Okay, but there are certain protocols to follow. Is the thing. So you don't have laptop or system at home, Mataji?
No,
Judge.
Prabhuji, I'm not being able to use it. There's
So
some
how have
problem
you
with
been
it.
doing your all previous tests or exams?
Prabhuji, I've been putting on the camera at an angle and then it goes off. If the phone falls down on the table, then Kirti Mataji says it's okay, you can carry on doing it.
Okay,
So I
so
finish
you
it off
can
and send her the
do
pages
that. You can
to
keep your
upload
mobile. You can keep your mobile in angle
Yeah,
and
Prabhuji,
with
I'll
the
try to
video
keep
on.
it. If
Try
it
to do that.
stays, yeah.
Okay. I absolutely trust each and every devotees who are here.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Otherwise,
naturally.
nobody would have come this far. Okay, you are also devoted to Krishna, and I am 100% sure you will not cheat at least exam. Yes, we all have cheating propensity within us, but at least for this exam, nobody will cheat. I am 100% sure. But I have to follow certain protocols. That is the
Right.
reason. Okay.
I'll try to keep it on, Prabhuji, and if
Yes.
it's on, it's on. Otherwise, I'll just
No
write
problem.
the Prabhuji,
Yes.
from my answers only, you will know that it's only coming from what's in my head,
Yes.
not from anywhere
Don't
else.
worry, Mataji. It is Krishna or his Dwarapalakas are not going to see your Bhakti Shastri to give you entry into Goloka. It is your Bhakti
Yes,
and devotion.
Prabhuji.
Okay, this is all it is our sadhana, what we are trying
Yes,
to
Prabhuji,
practice. Okay,
totally.
don't worry.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, गुरु परंपरा की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. Kalpana Mataji is not here. Huh? Who is going to give the questions? I was thinking Kalpana Mataji may give the questions. Or already she posted the questions. I don't know. Attendance is been given, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Attendance is
Prabhuji.
there.
Okay. So all other devotees can leave the session. Who is to stay back and take the exam can stay. I think Devika Mataji, I understand your child is not well. But at least if could have attempted, I would have done something. Without attempt, I will not be able to do anything.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Other devotees can leave. Sudarshan Prabhu, are you taking the exam? Or you already taken? Annapaini Mataji, Santoshi Bopanna Mataji. Any answers?
I didn't take the exam earlier, Prabhuji.
Yeah, hold on for a minute. Let me stop the recording.